On this episode of Kemp Outside, we take a look at Camp Cookware. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button for me, that little bell that notifies you when we release new videos, and hit that like button for me. So today I want to talk about Camp Cookware. If you've watched my videos for a while, you know that I always say that Camp Outside exists to help moms and dads take their kids camping, hiking, fishing, learning about nature, and developing a conservation ethic. And so I'm really trying to focus on you moms and dads that maybe didn't grow up camping, hiking, and fishing, or maybe you're a single mom or a single dad and you've got kids who want to go camping or fishing or hiking, and you maybe found my YouTube channel because you're trying to figure out how to do it. And so today I want to talk about campsite cookware. And I'm going to kind of depart from a lot of the videos I think that you're going to see if you search for campsite cooking videos on YouTube, in that the vast majority of the people who camp oftentimes use cast iron cookware. They use cast iron skillets, they use Dutch ovens, and all of that stuff is great, guys. Don't get me wrong, I love cast iron. I love a good Dutch oven dish. I love cast iron skillets, and I love, cooking with cast iron. I was camping with my sister one time over Thanksgiving, and she did a Thanksgiving turkey in a Dutch oven, which was amazing. So I am not anti cast iron by any means, but I don't use cast iron too much, and I don't for two reasons. Number one is it's extremely heavy. So if you're carrying around a bunch of cast iron, even if you're car camping or that kind of thing, moving that stuff around is really heavy. And the second reason I don't use much cast iron is that I live in Florida, where we're in high humidity all the time, and cast iron just has a tendency to rust in the humidity of Florida. It doesn't matter how much you season it. I have two pieces of cast iron I use on a regular basis. They're both reversible griddle grills that I use on my camp stoves, and I have to store those in the house, in the air conditioning. Otherwise they rust if they sit out with the rest of my camp gear. So I don't use a lot of cast iron. And so what that does is it lends itself very well, I think, to setting up your camp cookware for the first time. You don't have to use cast iron to cook, and therefore you don't have to invest in a lot of cast iron to cook. Now, if you're going to be doing a lot of camping and you want to invest in some good cast iron cookware for camping, by all means do that. I'm not trying to tell anybody not to do that. But if you want to go on that first camping trip with your kids, or maybe you're going camping for the first time, you already have everything you need in your kitchen to go camping and to take that with you. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to show you something I'm really, really excited about. So when my wife, before she became my wife, when she first moved off on her own, she bought a very cheap set of pots. And so we have been holding on to those. I mean, they're like super cheap, right? They're like these guys, and I mean, you can see they're really worn out, and then we had a big pot, and we use this thing so much that it rusted inside. So it was definitely time, and of course they had lids, but it was definitely time to retire these things. But I wanted to show you those because it's a great way to start camping. So if you have old pots and pans, maybe you don't use them very often, save those things and turn them into your campsite cookware. These types of pots and pans work great either over the fire. If your fire pit has a grate, like a grill grate, you can put the pots and pans right on those grill grates. Or if you want to invest in a little propane stove, I run a Coleman propane stove, but the stoves from Bass Pro Shops or some of the other ones, are just as good. Or you may have a gas stove that runs on like camp fuel, like white gas or kerosene. That works great. So if you have old pots and pans, that's a great way to start your campsite cookware. I want to show you what we went to, though, because I highly recommend these. I'm super excited about them. We got a Faberware set, and here it is. So it's a 3-piece pot set with lids. So it has the nice clear lids. And what's awesome about them is they're totally stackable. So it comes with 2 small ones and then a bigger one. And what's awesome about them is that the lids fit right in the pan. And then they're stackable, so they're not going to take up a whole lot of room in our camp cookware. So if you're going to do this a lot and you're thinking about assembling some cookware, one of the things that you're going to want to do is think about space and saving space. And so finding stackable cookware is awesome. So I just wanted to show you that from Favorware. We got this set from Bed Bath & Beyond. They don't sponsor me or anything like that, but I will put a link to what we got in the description from Bed Bath & Beyond. Actually, my wife got it. I don't shop at Bed Bath & Beyond very often. That's not my retailer of choice. I don't have any problem with them. It's just I walk in there and their store is a little overwhelming for me. But anyway, so with that, I am going to pull out my camping cookware, and I am going to show you how we store it, how we transport our camping cookware, and what we take with us. So in my family, there are 4 of us, my wife and I, and then we have a son who's almost 16 and another son who is almost 13. So they eat a lot. And then also my mom comes to camp with us sometimes. And sometimes we have friends meet up with us at the campsite. So occasionally we can be cooking for at least 4 to 5 people and sometimes 8 people or more. So let me show you what we take camping, because hopefully that'll help you plan your next camping adventure. I'm gonna get it set up and we're gonna take a look. Okay, so here's everything I take when I'm going camping and providing meals for 4 to 5 people. And it all goes in that bin that Ellie is taking a look at. Say hi, Ellie. Ellie is our camping dog. So I keep all of my camping gear, camping cookware in an action packer. Those work pretty well, made by Rubbermaid. So here's what I take. I take extendable hot dog forks. I take 2 pudgy pie makers. Those are awesome. Extra lighters, more hot dog sticks, and marshmallow forks that are extendable. I take a knife for cutting and scissors. I take a bag of silverware. And I always make sure I have more silverware than I need. I don't just take a set for each person because you're gonna want serving spoons and some silverware to cook with and things like that from time to time. So definitely, take as much silverware as you need. I take some steak knives. I take jar openers. So guys, these are awesome for a lot of things, not just opening jars, but I set them between my pans so that when my pans are in storage, they're not rubbing against each other to protect the nonstick coating. This is a strainer, which is awesome. I use this little strainer if I'm making canned corn or anything that needs to be strained. I definitely take Tupperware with lids of various sizes. My wife likes to say life is too short for non-nesting Tupperware. So any of the Tupperware that she does not want in her kitchen cabinets tend to go camping with us. And even then, over the years, we've traded them out so that they nest pretty well. And then guys, these are cutting boards. And these are awesome because they fold. So you can fold it, and then just scoop it into whatever dish you're cooking. And we take 2 of those, and they're really light and easy to use. You definitely want a can opener. We take a sharp knife. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Stackable plastic cups. We go through a lot of plastic cups. We use them for a variety of things. They're great for holding snacks, like if you're just going to eat like chips or goldfish or stuff like that at the campsite. You can put them in a cup. It's easy to eat out of, as well as we often take a jug of water and then make Kool-Aid or lemonade or that kind of stuff at the campsite. Obviously, you're going to want a stack of plates, and then we take that little platter. There's a lot of bacon has been served up on that little platter. We take a brush. I use that for cleaning my cast iron. A couple of flippers, and then a grill flipper for when I'm grilling. I also have grill tongs that just aren't here right now for some reason. And then we take bowls, so cereal bowls, and then mugs, obviously, for hot chocolate. And then lots of various pots with lids. Comes in very handy. We take an old-fashioned tea kettle. So we do that for a variety of reasons. Number one, to make hot chocolate. The kids love hot chocolate. But the other thing is we make hot water to do our dishes. So at the end of our meal, when we're cooking, we'll fill that with water, and we'll either put it on the fire or we'll put it on one of the propane stoves to heat up the water, so we have hot water when we're cooking. And my 16-year-old thinks those are cereal bowls. Those are not. They're serving bowls. Anybody with a 16-year-old boy will know, damn, they can eat. We take a bag of extra Ziploc baggies, which is also great for leftovers. And then we take a small little travel bottle of dish soap and a couple of sponges. And actually, I need to throw those sponges away and get new ones, as we're in our last camping trip. And then we always get a Coughlin's picnic tablecloth. And those only last for a little while. And so I always save the clips, because on really windy days, you want more clips than they give you. So save the clips. And so as you replace it, you'll have more clips for your tablecloth. Obviously the new Faberware set. And then I also take another large pot. We do a lot of low country boils when we're camping, so sometimes we use 2 pots for that if we're going to do a lot of it. Having a big pot is nice. And then those are our frying pans. We have Calphalon and Tefal frying pans. I take a number of those of various sizes that come in handy. And then one of my last things that I really love is this double foldable wash basin. I think is also made by Coughlin's. I'm going to do another video on that, just on things that make camp life easier. So guys, all of that goes in that action packer. So I'm going to get it packed up, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's full. And that's what we take camping. And we use, oftentimes we'll go camping for 1 to 2 weeks at a time, and that's what we'll use to cook and serve food for anywhere between 4 and 10 people at a time. So there it is, guys, all packed up and ready to go. So it's all packed and ready for our next camping trip. Now, a couple of things that I will mention. So we store this cookware out in our garage, and as I said, in Florida, it's high humidity. There's really nothing we can do about that. So we don't leave anything that's cast iron outside. We leave anything cast iron in the house, in the air conditioning, which I highly recommend if you live in a humid climate. So that's why I don't store my griddle grills with my camp cookware. The other thing is that anything cast iron, as I said, is very, very heavy. So, I mean, you see I've got 4 frying pans in there and a couple of pots. And if we did all of that in cast iron, it would be just too heavy to move in one container. If you want to travel light, going with your standard cookware, anything nonstick with Teflon is a good option compared to cast iron. And then the other thing that I want to mention is, so we store it in the action packer, and then before our camp trip, we'll pull everything out and we'll wash it. Most of the stuff is dishwasher safe, so we'll go ahead and throw whatever's dishwasher safe in the dishwasher and clean it. And then when we come home from the trip, we do the same thing. We'll load the dishwasher, wash everything, and then we'll put it away. It's ready for us for the next trip. And we just do that just for sanitation reasons. If it's sitting out in the barn, it's pretty secure, but still, stuff happens, and we want to eat off clean dishes. As you could see, so like the cereal bowls that we use and the mugs and all that stuff, is just old, cheap, cookware and silverware and plates and dishes and things. So you can do that a variety of ways. You can either raid your cabinets for the things that are old that you don't use anymore, or you can go to garage sales or yard sales or things like that and see if people are getting rid of stuff that would work for you, or you can go to Goodwill or something like that and see if you can find something that's on the cheap. But we really recommend just using very, very inexpensive, plates and cups and bowls and that kind of thing, because it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you just need something that's washable and reusable, and that works for you, and that's cheap. We occasionally, have to throw something out because it cracks or it just gets old, and so you're going to want something that you can easily replace and that you don't have to worry about. So plastic cups, plastic bowls, plastic plates, all that stuff is really good. And then, you can take disposable too. You can buy the paper cups and plates and stuff like that. But, we try to be a little more environmentally conscious, so we try to reuse things. So guys, that is our cookware that we use when camping. So if you want to check out What's Cooking videos, I've put out a couple of those. You can see our camp stoves in action. So we run a Camp Chef camp stove with a 2-burner camp stove. Has a grill box on top of it that we grill steaks and burgers and brats and stuff on. And then we also use a little Coleman camp stove that can sit on a tabletop. So those are the 2 camp stoves we use. You can see those in action on either my What's Cooking episode on our grilled pork loin, which I'll put right up here, and a link down below. And then you can also see our little Coleman stove in action in our What's Cooking episode, where we talk about one of my camp favorites, SpaghettiOs, but we do it Kemp Outside style, and so you can check out that video right up here, and I'll put the description below. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found this really useful. Again, this video is aimed at the mom or dad who has never gone camping before and is thinking about taking their kids, or the single moms and dads out there that have kids who want to go camping. It doesn't have to be expensive, guys. You don't have to go out and drop a ton of money on brand new cast iron and all that stuff to go camping. Just raid your cabinets with what you have, and then get yourself a little container or a Rubbermaid container or something like that to store everything in, and go that way. So if you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little bell icon that notifies you when we release new videos. If you have a camping hack that really works for you with your cookware, drop that in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I'm sure I'm going to get some people who say cast iron is the only way to go. And again, I'm not anti-cast iron, but for us, it just doesn't really work with our camping style very much. So by all means, use cast iron if you want. So yeah, connect with us on our other social media, guys. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. All the links to those are below in the description. Please connect with us on our other social media, and I would love to hear from you. If you're a mom or dad that has any questions about what to cook while camping, or meals that'll work with the kids, or what you should take, or any of that stuff. If you've got any special needs and you want some help figuring that out, drop it in the comment below, or connect with me on any of those other social media platforms. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to help you take your kids camping, hiking, fishing, learning about nature, and developing a conservation ethic. So with that, guys, thanks for watching Kemp Outside. We will see you next time.